Welcome to the Golden Gems podcast. Today we're taking a deep dive into the engineering of Rodney Dangerfield. How a man named Jacob Cohen monetized his lifelong anxiety and self-loathing into an $80 million empire and defined modern self-deprecation.
It really is the central paradox of our culture, isn't it? We're swimming in this world where, performing inadequacy is how you get engagement.
Right, the relatable trauma post.
Exactly. And we think it came from Instagram or TikTok, but the playbook was written meticulously by Rodney Dangerfield 50 years ago.
Which is why we call him the patron saint of anyone who's ever felt like a punchline. So our mission here is to really get into the architecture of that trauma, what he was building with it.
He wasn't just a comedian. I mean, he was more like a forensic accountant of his own suffering. Every single slight, every abandonment, he logged it, he processed it, and he turned it into a product that people paid millions for because they saw their own panic in his eyes.
So let's start at the beginning. The foundational trauma. Before Rodney, he was Jacob Cohen, born in 1921. And this no respect thing, it wasn't an act he came up with.
Not at all. It was his inheritance. I mean, you look at his father, Phil Roy, a vaudevillian who just abandons the family.
Right.
And his mother, Dorothy, was, by all accounts, emotionally distant, even cruel. The story is she called him an ugly child. So when you hear that line,
I don't get no respect.
It's not about a maître d'. It's about the two people who are supposed to give you that foundational respect. It starts there.
And his first shot at comedy, in the 40s, as Jack Roy. Which is such a telling name, right? An echo of the father who left.
A hollow echo, and it was a complete disaster. He spent 9 years just dying on stage in the Catskills.
So why did that bomb so badly? What was it about the 1940s audience?
Well, think about the context. Post-war, America wanted polish. They wanted Bob Hope, Milton Berle. They wanted, safe escapism.
And Jack Roy walks out.
And he's this twitchy, desperate, genuinely uncomfortable guy. He looked like he was having a nervous breakdown, not telling jokes. The culture just had no category for that yet.
So he quits. In 1951, he gives up and becomes an aluminum siding salesman in New Jersey. This lost decade seems absolutely critical.
It was the crucible. This is where he gathered the raw material. The debt, the cold calls, the door slammed in his face, a marriage falling apart. He wasn't observing the common man.
He was this common man.
He was drowning in it. He was accumulating this, just this reservoir of exhaustion and rage that you could never fake.
And that leads to this incredibly dark moment around age 40. He's broke, divorced, and he attempts suicide.
And the failure of that attempt becomes this profound cosmic joke. It's like if you're too incompetent to even end your own misery,
the only thing left to do is sell it.
Exactly. It's the ultimate pivot. So by 1962, Jack Roy is dead and buried. And Rodney Dangerfield walks out, a name supposedly from a Jack Benny bit, but really forged in bankruptcy.
And the culture was finally ready for him. The turning point, you argue, is the Ed Sullivan show in '67. He's 45 years old, which is ancient for a breakout.
And he doesn't look like a star. He walks out sweating, tugging at his collar, twitching his neck. It was this somatic display of discomfort.
It's pure anxiety.
And the audience instantly recognized it. They felt that in their own lives. So when he finally says, "I don't get no respect," it's not a joke. It's a declaration for everyone watching.
The Sisyphus of the suburbs. I love that phrase.
It's perfect, isn't it? He's the guy pushing the boulder of his life up the hill every single day, knowing it's just going to roll back down. He represented that grind, that feeling of anonymity in a world that's supposed to be full of opportunity.
But here's the fascinating part. The marriage of that raw emotional truth with this incredibly precise technical genius.
This is the engineering part. It wasn't just feelings, it was math. He perfected the jokes per minute ratio. The density of his act was higher than anyone.
So how did he do that? What was different about a Dangerfield joke compared to, say, a George Carlin bit?
Well, Carlin or Lenny Bruce, they would take you on a journey. They'd build a premise, let you sit with it.
Marinate in the idea.
Right. Dangerfield cut out the marination. It was just set up punchline, relentlessly. A machine gun assault.
And the purpose of that speed was what?
It was a defense mechanism.
Yeah.
He knew if he gave the audience a second to breathe, they might start to pity him. And pity was the one thing he couldn't stand. The speed kept him in control. It was a shield against their judgment.
That control extends to his career. In 1969, he opens his own club, Dangerfield's. And it's not just a stage for him.
No, it was an infrastructure project. It was a launch pad. He gave spots to comics who were messy and aggressive, guys like Jim Carrey, Sam Kinison.
Roseanne Barr, Andrew Dice Clay.
All of them. The source material calls it a place where you went not to be seen, but to be forged. He was creating a space for comedy as a blood sport.
And that leads to his own commercial peak, Caddyshack in 1980. Al Turvik is basically the aluminum siding salesman getting his ultimate revenge.
It's pure wish fulfillment. He improvised something like 80% of his lines. He's just this agent of chaos who uses his new money to blow up the stuffy old establishment.
They cannonball into the pool.
That's the perfect metaphor. He doesn't try to fit in. He makes a tidal wave. He proved the anti-establishment guy could win just by being louder than everyone else.
And the industry finally validated him. He wins a Grammy in 1981 for It's Not Easy Being Me. He beat Pryor and Carlin.
Which is huge, because Pryor and Carlin were doing this deep social commentary. Rodney was just doing pure internal self-loathing. And his win proved that America was ready to buy that narrative of personal inadequacy on a massive scale.
It cemented the brand, which peaks, I guess, with Back to School in '86. Huge hit.
That film made him a legend. The character, Thornton Mellon, is the ultimate underdog fantasy. He literally buys his way into college and wins by being himself.
We should also mention Rappin' Rodney, a 62-year-old guy rapping on MTV in 1983.
I mean, it's bizarre, but it proves the point. His persona became so iconic that it was like a living meme before memes existed. His rhythm, that cadence, could be applied to anything. It became cultural shorthand.
But then Oliver Stone takes that shorthand and does something terrifying with it in Natural Born Killers.
That's the dark recontextualization. Stone casts him as an abusive father and just takes away the laugh track.
And suddenly all the tics.
The sweating, the yelling, the leering. They're not funny anymore. They're grotesque. They're predatory. Stone showed that the only thing separating the beloved clown from the monster was stage lighting.
Which exposes the tragedy at the core of it all. The character wasn't a character. It was him. The anxiety was real, clinical depression.
He was completely trapped. He made an $80 million empire, but he still genuinely felt the no respect. He wanted to be a serious artist, but his entire brand depended on him being the punchline.
You see it in his advocacy for marijuana, talking about his panic attacks. He needed a chemical escape.
The performance was his only coping mechanism, and he never stopped. It followed him right to the end. In his last years, he needed major heart surgeries, brain surgery.
And the reason he got the brain surgery was because he had tour dates scheduled.
Exactly. At 82, he was more concerned about getting back on stage than anything else. The reports from the hospital are that he was cracking jokes to the nurses between morphine doses.
The bit had to go on. His gravestone says it all. There goes the neighborhood.
The man was completely consumed by the brand he engineered.
So when we look at his legacy now, in 2026, it's everywhere. You have the Physical Club, which reopened, trying to preserve that set-up punchline art form.
And then you have the digital afterlife. I mean, no respect is just internet shorthand. Getting ghosted, downvoted, ratioed.
It's Dangerfield experience.
It is. And now we have AI generating Rodney jokes about NFTs. It proves his cadence is now basically a public utility. It's the source code for how we express frustration online.
Which brings us to the big uncomfortable question. Did he liberate self-deprecation as an art form? Or did he just teach us all that self-loathing is way more profitable than self-love?
I mean, look around. Every influencer monetizing their anxiety, every creator turning their personal failures into content, they're all running his playbook.
He proved that if you package inadequacy with enough precision, enough jokes, America won't just accept your pain.
They'll pay you to never heal from it. That no-respect routine wasn't therapy. It was a business model. And it's the business model of the 21st century.
He engineered his deepest personal wound into an $80 million diamond, a structure that has survived for 50 years.
And so we're left with that question. Did he save us by giving us a language for failure? Or did he just show us how to sell our pain instead of ever having to solve it?
Thank you for listening to the Golden Gems podcast. We'll be back next time with another deep dive. Until then, keep exploring, keep listening, and keep celebrating the power of uncompromising voices.